nationwide that the voter turnout in urban areas is something that we need to be watching very closely. What have you been observing overall, and what does it indicate to you?
Again, the urban areas, the biggest urban area, Philadelphia is about 1.6 million people. There's about 13.5 million people in the state. So you're about 12, 13% of the population. And again, 5-1 Democrat. That's the city we have to look at. You have Allegheny County, Pittsburgh, which is at the under end of the state. But the city of Pittsburgh is only about 400,000 people. It's not going to, it itself is not going to swing it over. The other opportunity that Harris has is these, what they call the collar counties, Bucks County, Montgomery County, Chester County, and Delaware County. If she can run up the vote among suburban women, particularly there, that's a real opportunity for her to try to make some of this back. All
right, Senator Rick Santorum, we're going to see you later in the hour. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and joining us now, senior contributor at The Federalist, Ben Weingarten, Democratic strategist, Lee Neves, and the host of Dick Morris Democracy. That would be Dick Morris. Great to have all of you here on Election Day. Ben, I'm going to start with you. Your reaction to what the senator shared, specifically with the turnout or lack thereof that we're seeing in some of these blue cities around the country. What does that indicate to you?
Yeah, I think the senator hit the nail on the head, which is that urban turnout is going to be a decisive factor in what happens on Election Day. There's been anecdotal reports kind of all over the place, depending on the jurisdiction, about what that turnout looks like. I have a Republican source in Michigan telling me that the urban vote there is down by several 100,000. The rural vote is up. We'll see if that holds up, and we'll see if Michigan is representative of the other swing states. And then to the senator's point, suburban, upper middle class women, are they going to vote substantially towards Kamala Harris? Is their turnout going to be juiced or not? But I do think that the significant point and the differentiator, massive differentiator between this election and everyone to come before it, is that you have these massive gains among Republicans in terms of early voting, and you seem to have depressed turnout in Democrat strongholds in early voting. So are we going to see Democrats somehow surge out en masse in key jurisdictions on Election Day where they typically don't vote on Election Day? Questionable. And then have we seen Republicans cannibalize the vote in the early voting, or was the ground game significantly better this time around with lower propensity voters coming out? If we want to look to a couple bellwethers, I'll just mention briefly, Nevada, Republicans had an early vote advantage in the state, which is unprecedented, my understanding. And apparently in the early voting, we see Republicans maintaining the kinds of margins that they've had on Election Day in the past. So unless independents swing wildly towards Kamala Harris, that makes Nevada look seriously in play. And then last but not least, Duval County in Florida, typically, Duval County in Florida looks red, and that augurs well for Trump in Georgia.
Lee, across the board, it's not just Philadelphia or Milwaukee. It's all across the country. The numbers based on what we're seeing is urban turnout is down as of right now compared to 2020. Rural vote is up. You would think that those urban voters would go to Harris. The rural voters going to go to Trump. Are Democrats worried?
Actually, if the Election Day turnout in Philadelphia has actually been fantastic. Reports are that it's looking very good for Harris as far as Election Day turnout. Also, I would keep an eye on Arizona and Nevada because both of those states have abortion on the ballot. And every state we've seen have abortion on the ballot has voted pro-choice. And are those voters who presumably going to vote for abortion protections in both Arizona and Nevada, are they going to literally split those tickets and vote for Trump, yet vote for abortion protections as well? So I think those are two things to really keep an eye on as the day goes on.
Dick, of course, we know you have been watching all of this very closely, this race, even when it was Biden and Trump. And of course, we had the change. Now it's Harris and Trump. What are you observing on this all-important Election Day? Is anything surprising you?
Yeah, the thing that really shocked me was on Sunday night, there was a report from a group called Echelon Insights, which is a polling firm normally known as somewhat left-oriented, that had Trump winning Pennsylvania by 5 points. If anything like that happens, it's part of what of a huge national landslide. Bear in mind that when the polls showed Trump and Harris neck and neck in the popular vote, that probably means a big Trump victory in the Electoral College. In 2016, for example, Hillary won the national popular vote by almost 3% and got clobbered in the Electoral College. So I think that at the moment, the numbers look pretty good for Trump.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to have to leave it there. Ben, Lee, and Dick, thank you all so much for your insight. Thanks.